said rather than use that, a lot of that's returned back to wetlands.
Right.
Or it's been sort of consumed by the wetlands and overgrowth. So rather than do that, they want to come in just opposite the spillway.
Right.
And there's a badly maintained bridge right there. Which they're going to do, they're going to improve that, change that bridge, and then go along the base of the dam. So it's not going to be on the dam itself.
On the top.
The apron at the bottom of the dam is all mowed, and this is how the water company accesses it now, on the base of the dam. So the path would run along the base of the dam. For Steve to keep security up, he wants a 5-foot chain link fence, black vinyl coated chain link fence along that slope somehow. And then what happens when you get to here is that, I don't know how many people have ever walked it, but there's an intermittent stream that starts about in here. There's a stream that runs down there.
Right, and you walk here now. This is where you walk
right
now. This is the stream where you walk now. But in this stone wall area, well, first of all, the bike path will be 12 feet wide with a 2-inch grass shoulder along there. And then when we get into here, there's actually 30 feet in here, stone wall, so we'll redirect what's there now, kind of an organic path that comes here, and you're walking, and it's very wet, up into here. I'm not quite sure where the crossover is there, but...
Yeah, this is an old right-of-way, it's owned by the town.
Right.
It's got 2 walls, 1 wall on each side, it's perfectly dry. The road bed, or quote road bed, is still partially there. Part of this is a mitigation, and I feel that by avoiding this, there's a spring here or something, and then it runs right down the road here. By avoiding that area, you're reducing the impact of that ASSF, or whatever they want to call it, for the intermittent stream, and then you're moving all the traffic to a drier area between the two walls.
And it's more elevated here.
It's more elevated.
Right. This is all conservation land in the middle?
Yeah, the town owns all this now.
Is it a conservation easement or it's
watershed protection?
It's just town owned,
Yeah,
there's no reason on it.
Yeah, yeah. And then down here, part of the mitigation proposed is because there may be a couple of wetland issues, they'll probably be fairly minor. Considering they're going to get out of here, that won't be a problem, though. DEM won't like that. Down here, what they propose to do, this is a huge road now that's all paved. The only reason why it's there is because when we first did the Cross Island Road, there were 2 private properties here. The one the old ice machine was on, and then the Capozzi property. Capozzi's right here, and there used to be an ice machine down here on the road. And because those were 2 privately owned parcels, they had to give access through a road here.
Right.
So actually, ice machine must have been in here. So part of the proposal here is to remove most of that pavement, leaving just an access road for the electric company, which has telephone poles right here. So they want to do that.
They're still not privately held property?
No, all of it's owned by the
Why
town.
the telephone poles?
All of it's town. The telephone poles.
And then why are they there?
Because the power comes down here, then it goes underground.
Okay.
Here. So they'll either remove, right, they're proposing now to remove most of that pavement, and then we were talking after the meeting last night, is there's no reason why not to remove all of it. Put a dirt road in, if the power company will go along with a gravel road, that'll make DEM even happier. So that can be used as part of the mitigation for any other impacts that might be.
The only thing that we had talked about when we were there, physically there, is one of my concerns actually is as this gets out, that there's now this, great little bike path. How do we address parking? If people are coming just to experience this, they're not here parking their bikes elsewhere on the island and taking this huge ride or whatever, walk or jog. Obviously no parking, that's taboo over there. So
Parking right here.
Parking right in here, right. That's right.
Soccer field parking.
Right.
And then the idea is to get over the shore road, which has sufficient shoulders to be relined with the bike, like share road, the bike type symbols, they'll stencil the road there. So
right,
there's a wide enough road there to do that. And also the traffic flow is not as bad as it is on North Road, not to worry about getting killed as quickly. So that's a proposal they presented to the council. Everybody liked it last night. I don't know whether anybody here has any comments that we should make back to the committee.
They abandoned the idea of going on the other side of the reservoir.
There's no place you can go to the other side of the reservoir.
It's what?
It's all wetland.
Okay.
You
There
can't.
was some talk about that, right?
You mean up here?
Yeah.
It's all wetland.
Okay, but
That was
wasn't
Bob.
initially the proposal?
No, you're talking about that. Not on this.
Which you're probably thinking.
So they just go out to the road there?
Yeah. Well, the idea is that North Road's not too bad from here north. But once you get down in here, there's so much traffic that goes so fast. That's why they proposed that.
There were a couple of negative comments.
Yeah, Bucky Brennan stood up and he said as a biker, his comment was, he didn't like the curvy road because he thought the curvy road, bikers don't like curvy roads, so. I
But
don't-
one of the things you want to remember about that is bikers like Bucky are not going to be on this path. This path is going to be for recreational, not hardcore.
He's a triathlon type of biker, yeah.
He's not going to be riding on that
Yeah.
trail.
I probably won't either.
There's no reason to. If you've ever ridden on like the East Bay Bike Path,
Yeah.
and you ride a lot, you would never.
Most serious cyclers like myself do
Stand
not
up.
use bike paths at all. I mean, I've ridden all over Europe, I've ridden in New York City. We don't think about
You don't
bike paths
use a
as
bike
part of our menu. However, it's a great venue for those
Kids.
people that, my biggest thing was the kids. I mean, we live in Jamestown. It would be so wonderful for parents to be able to have this, like I said, be the first shot out where kids in the shores where I live feel, hopefully their parents will feel comfortable allowing them to just take that little ride down North Road and cut over to here if they have soccer practice and be able to say, I can ride my bike to soccer. Or you have a friend over here, they want to visit a friend over there. I mean, just to open up, this is like a breather to get the opportunity out there for residents and obviously visitors to cycle. And again, it's not just about cycling. I mean, it's a greenway, you know, if you want to jog it, if you want to put the baby in the stroller and take a walk, you can do that.
I like the idea of the meandering path.
Yeah, I think
the
it's-
east side.
And you know, it's hard when you see these maps, obviously. When you get to here and you say, well, ooh, why are we going screwy Louie and all this kind of stuff? When you're really there, and we walked it and we planned this, you can, it works, you know what I mean? You can see it, the organic feeling of it just kind of gives you, the elevation is here, it brings you back down. It's going to be great for cross-country skiing, excellent for cross-country skiing, just have a little, you know.
What's the length of that area?
Oh, I bet it's not gonna be less than a mile, less than a
Yeah,
mile.
less than a mile easily.
So part of it's maintained.
Well, what they said, the town now has a gate here.
500,000.
How much?
Looks like it's about 3/4 of a mile.
Okay.
There's a scale.
Yeah, okay. There's a gate right here now, and that's how the water company accesses. They can
But
access
that's
it right there.
that's all area that's been
Well,
mowed.
the town mows this right here, and they mow this periodically. And it's always been mowed, but not mowed, but more than probably once a
And
year.
presumably they would change that pattern if,
Yeah,
just
I don't
to
know.
follow along the road. or-
Well, I assume they're gonna abandon this road and make it so that they can use the other, because otherwise people are gonna use this, and then you just cause erosion.
That's just like a dirt road.
Yeah.
It is, it's a path, it's
It's a
really just a
path, a
path.
road.
But if
It's a
it's a
dirt
lot,
path.
yeah.
Farm road.
Right, farm road, exactly.
So one of our comments might be back, and we feel that they should abandon the existing road then if they're gonna put a new one in. And the reason for the new one, the other reason for the meander is that Mike was talking about, not Mike, but Justin was talking about any handicap accessibility. The grades on there are so steep that it becomes straight down.
That's
and
the other
they'll be able
thing,
to handle
right?
it, but if you contour
Oh,
it
is that
Right.
so?
with
There's
meanders,
some grades there?
it would be, there's, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
There's a
yeah.
hillside right there.
This right here.
This is a much higher up here than.
Oh, yeah, this is a climb. When you start
There's
climbing
a big hill
here,
right there.
you start coming up here, you crest,
Okay.
and then you come up a little bit more. So if, I mean, fun if you like to like live on the wild side, you know, a little bit, but you could have just made a straight shot and then whoosh. But this kind of like calms it down a little bit. You're much higher up here. You're looking down on this. Then this is a little bit higher, but, you know, I think that,
That's the grass versus the water.
Yep. Yeah, the town owns everything from this wall to here, and from here to here. Actually, we own all this in here too.
you know, the important thing I think for all of us to remember is if this goes down and it's successful, and we truly believe that the dollars are going to be there for this, it's really, we look at it on the Bike Path Committee as a kickoff, you know, a start to the bigger picture, which is going to be monumental to do on the island. But this would be a really nice way to get things rolling and have it be a success story, which we think it will be.
So the town owns all the property, that's one of the.
That's a huge thing
Yeah,
because
no easements to worry about.
there's no, you know, you don't have to get any rights of way, you don't have to talk to people. And that's where we started, you know, we were talking to the Dutras.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask, if you have any comments, any issues that we should bring up to the committee, we can put it in the form of a memo and we can deliver it to the committee. Carol? Do you have any concerns?
Wetlands delineation should be on the
Right.
front end of this before it gets to too far along.
I mentioned that to Bob this morning when I saw him. I said the first thing I would do is get a wetlands delineation.
Yeah.
And I